Don't say it, 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 do not say it, don't say it.
Oh, it's hot.
Idiot.
This week's video is on the subject of ins and outs. We're speaking about quite a few things, so sit down, get comfortable, let's get into it. So the first thing we're talking about here is cost. Your ins and outs are important. We deal with a lot of developers, we do our own developments ourselves in terms of property development. One thing that any investor will tell you, any developer will tell you, is about the return on investment. What you're putting in needs to work out against what you're going to get out of it. You'll want a certain percentage of profit or return from your investment to keep yourself happy or to keep your investors happy. It's all about what you put in and what you get out. This is exactly why we offer feasibility studies and cost consultancy to our clients so they know A, whether it's going to work and also what their return might be. So let's have a look at time. So recently I've been looking at what's known as the Pareto principle. You may know it as the 80-20 rule. So Pareto, from what I've read, was an Italian pea farmer. And one day he was farming peas and he found that only 20% of all the peas he's picked had 80% of the best peas. The other 80% were rubbish. So he thought, I might be on something here. And he looked into things further and found out that in Italy at the time, 20% of the population owned 80% of all the land. And he applied it further. And essentially what it is, you look at your tasks that you're doing and you look at how much time you spend doing each task and the returns they bring to you. And what you end up doing from there is you find the 20% and the 80%. And essentially it's the 20% of things you do, so the least effort, the least time, which bring you the biggest results, versus the 80% which only bring you 20% results. Generally, with time, you get out what you put in. I told you, we're talking about ins and outs here. This could be investing in people, like your staff, giving them training, etc., which will bring a better return to your business. Or it could be investing time in yourself, whether that's education and training, whether that's relaxation, or whether it's exercise. It's all going to help to build a better you. Naturally, there are some variables. Sometimes you're going to put things in and you don't know what results you're going to get out from it. Like making these videos. You never know how much engagement it's going to get, how many people are going to comment, like, share, etc. Come on. So now let's talk about quality. For example, returning clients. Yes, you've got their business, but are you doing everything you can in investing in the quality to make sure that they get a really good service and they keep coming back? Because after all, that's what's important. A lot more time and cost is involved in getting new clients and retaining existing. Also in quality, you've got your feedback loop. So essentially, feedback loop relies on the data that you put into it and the time that you invest getting that data. So you'll come up with a product, for example, you'll test it out in the market, you'll see how it performs, and you'll gather more data in terms of feedback. You then review that feedback, make any tweaks, improvements, take away anything that you don't need, and then test it again. Collect more feedback, and so on, and so on, and so on. Each time adding things or removing faults, making it better. Another thing to consider is the quality of your actions. You may be familiar with the principle of karma. Essentially, do good things happen. Do bad things happen. I saw a perfect example recently on one of my social media platforms. I can't remember who it was that posted it, so unfortunately I can't give you credit. Now this was an example of good karma and sense of what you do for others tends to come back to you. This story where they were talking about a teacher in a school. The teacher gave all of the students a balloon, told them to blow it up and write their name on it. The teacher then took all the balloons, put them all out in the hallway and told everyone to go and find their balloon. Chaos ensued, and after a little while, very little people came back with their balloon. The teacher changed tactics and said, instead of finding your balloon, go out, find a balloon, any balloon, look at the name and give it to the person who it belongs to. Within a matter of moments, everyone had their balloon, everyone was happy. Now what they're talking about there is happiness. Instead of always looking for your own happiness, maybe look at giving happiness to other people, and in turn, you'll become happy yourself. Now let's talk about bad karma, another story for you. This is the story about the bread roll thief. So one day, two people sitting there on a park bench opposite a bakery. One gets up, says, watch this, goes in the bakery, steals a couple of bread rolls, puts them in his pockets, walks out undetected, sits down next to the other guy, says, see what I did there? I just stole those 2 bread rolls and the baker has no idea about it at all. How great is that? The other man replied, you're a fool. You just stole them from that man. I'll show you a much cleverer way of doing it. So he walks over to the baker. "Excuse me, I'd like to show you a magic trick if I can." The baker said, "Sure, I'm interested to see." So he says to the baker, "Can I have 2 bread rolls, please?" The baker hands him 2 bread rolls. He quickly eats them both. The baker's shocked. "Magic? What magic? You've just eaten them." To which the guy replies, "Look in his pockets. See? The other guy stole. Karma came back to bite him in an interesting way." The same principle goes for how you interact with others and the words that you use. You should always try and keep your words sweet. After all, you never know when you might have to eat them. So that's it. Cost, time, quality. In the construction industry, it's known as the golden triangle, but it applies to life.